It's Aubrey Bracco from Survivor Co. Wrong. Start your wagon wheels and get rolling, because it's time to hit the Survivor Trail with Dwaine and Dave on Survivor Talk with D&D. Cock your wagon and float on through. It's sure to be a fun ride. Just be sure not to get dysentery and die.
Welcome to Survivor Talk with D&D. I'm Dwaine, and I'm here with my buddy, David Jones. How you doing, David?
I'm good, Dwaine. How are you, buddy?
Man, I am doing so good. It is a good day to be alive.
But before we get rolling,
what the heck?
I need to clear something up. Aren't you following the notes?
What?
What does the note say?
It says David needs to clear air about. Oh, I didn't see that.
I need to clear. You're not reading your notes.
Well,
this is the first. So here's the deal.
Yeah.
I know, and I've admitted publicly many times, that you put at least 95% of the effort into this podcast that I do.
Okay.
I'll take credit for 5%. You do 95%.
I do 95% of the work.
You do all the promotion. You do all the Twitter. You do all the everything that we do, the webpage. You and Patrick work and do awesome work on there. You even send me links to follow so I don't have to really do anything but click. You send me passwords so I can log into things. But when you send me like this, the podcast notes link, am I supposed to trust you 100% that it's going to go where it's going to go?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I just want to clear the air about that.
And I stared at you for a while.
100%.
100%.
That was so cool. That moment was so great. I'm sorry.
I had no idea what David was doing just then, but I learned. I learned quickly. Welcome to the show. Ah! Yes. Okay. Tonight we're talking about Survivor, Millennials versus Gen X, episode 4. Who's the sucker at the table? Which I think they could have come up with a better title than that. Like,
there were lots of good quotes. Yeah.
Lots of good titles. Like, there's going to be some tatas tonight. Or, there's going to be some tatas tonight. Let's celebrate. It's all right. I mean,
even 100% would have been a good title.
100%. Yeah, that would have been a great title.
Mm-hmm.
What are some other titles that could have been done tonight?
Did we make a mistake?
Yeah.
Sunday's line.
Make a mistake
The next day.
Yeah. It's morning after syndrome or something.
Or high school, college, 9 to 5, get a job.
Yeah.
That would have been a good title.
Yeah. We're going to recap the episode, and we're also going to read, listen to, and discuss your feedback, which, according to one of our iTunes reviews tonight, is probably the best part of the show.
That was nice. And the guest. Don't forget the Survivor guest that we have on every year.
Oh, yes. This is a great show because of the guest and the feedback. So thank you for listening, watching, and subscribing, sharing, and supporting us. If you're new to us, if you just found us, well, we are living proof that anyone can have a Survivor podcast.
We're dreamers. We have dreams about podcasting, and we do it.
Right.
Oh, no, we're too old for that. Forget it.
It's, sometimes people mistake us. If you have a Survivor podcast, then obviously you are Survivor experts. No, we're just two guys that like to talk.
Yeah, we are far from experts.
We didn't have to fill out any paperwork. We didn't have to, subscribe or not subscribe, audition. Anyway, we're just two old guys.
Everybody's going, you should have.
Yeah. We're family friendly and we love our D&D community. So our website is survivortalkwithdnd.com. Facebook group is, look us up. stwdd.com/Facebook. We have 2 other shows. What are they, David?
They are Movie Talk with D&D.
Yes.
Which we're gonna do Rogue One.
Oh, are we?
Gonna do that one?
Woo. Yeah.
Sure. Oh, that's right. You're not excited for that one. Then
no.
Never mind you. I'm sure we'll do something over Christmas.
We'll do something over Christmas.
Maybe we can get your brother Zach back on. He's fun to talk to.
Stranger Things.
And then I'm getting there. I'm not even reading the notes, and I know what the answer is this time. It's Stranger Things with D&D. Yeah. I'm still working on getting Dwaine and make sure we commit to doing a catch-up podcast for the previous season.
Oh, you're still working on me?
Well,
Really?
you haven't gotten so excited about it, so I don't know if you're.
Every time you mention it, I say, yeah, that's a great idea. And
Okay,
then
good.
every time we get on the show, you go, I'm going to try to talk to Dwaine into doing it. And I'm
I
like,
was going to remind you.
oh,
And then we're going to podcast for season 2 of Stranger Things. We haven't figured out the schedule yet, but we are going to do something fun, so you don't have to wait a whole year to hear all the podcasts.
That's right. If you're watching live, join the conversation in the chat room. We got a pretty good little chat room right now. People are joining us. And if you like what you see so far, click that thumbs up. It's right here. Click it right now. Come on. Here you go. Or else it's over here. I don't remember where it is.
David H., I would love to do Doctor Strange, but I have a feeling Dwayne's not going to see it until it comes on DVD.
Oh,
So he's not a Marvel superhero guy.
yeah. It's time for... You know, David, playing Survivor with Survivor David is like swimming naked in a pool of alligators. Everything's all fun and exciting until one of them bites you in the butt.
You mentioning his name reminds me that I really just put him on my team because of his name.
Gosh.
And the dude is killing.
All right, but can we get past that and get to my point?
Yes, please do. Alligators biting. Go ahead.
Yeah. You absolutely cannot trust this guy. He needs to be voted off. You can't trust him. I don't care who you are. All these feedback tonight that are going to say David's now got a strong 4 and all this. No. Jessica's not going to trust him. Cece probably would trust him. But Ken's not going to. No one's going to trust him. No one. So it's all fun and games until they bite the hanging fruit. Then it's not fun and games anymore. Right?
Exactly. That goes along with one of my initial reactions is that 2 wrongs don't ever make a right. 2 negatives make a positive, but 2 wrongs don't make a right. And I still think last week was a wrong move to vote Paul that early. And this week, playing the idol when he played the idol was a wrong move. Yeah. Because the only way that I can think of it would work is if this tribe goes all the way to the merge as a tribe, which it's only happened like twice with tribes of 10. And it's Samoa and Heroes versus Villains. And both of those went in close, but still one was Samoa was 8 against 4, which Russell came back and brought Natalie to the end. And then the Heroes and Villains was 5 against 5.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty awesome. So, but otherwise, David should know that they're going to swap up something. Because to me, the only way the idol play works is if now he's got Jess, he might still have Ken. And if he has Cece, they've got the numbers 4-3. And if they don't lose anymore, they've got numbers. However, he's got 2 guys that probably don't want to work with him.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to work with them.
I can't think of a reason why you get rid of an idol this early. Yeah. Not the way Survivor goes these days.
I don't know. I want to know what a Will means in the chat room. Will the Giant Ninja is in the chat room, and he says, way to downplay Patrick's contribution. What are you talking about?
How about the website?
Huh?
The website.
Oh, I didn't. Okay. Sorry. That was pre-show, so no one heard that on the audio podcast. No, Patrick saved my butt. But I also want to say backups save your butt too. Patrick and I were working on the website, and I go, well, I backed it up last night at midnight, and he goes, hello, restore it.
Why are we still doing this?
You idiot, restore it. And then it still didn't work half a day, and so he fixed it. So sorry. Did not mean to downplay anything like that. Blind sides are fun. I think this is another initial thought. 3 weeks in a row of people being shocked at Tribal. And I always like it when people are shocked at Tribal.
Who was the most shocked?
Jessica.
Yeah, exactly. The one most saved was probably the one most shocked.
Yeah. Jessica's sitting at Tribal Council going, wow, I should have believed Ken.
Yeah. He looked at me with sincerity.
Yeah. Oh, wow. David just played his idol on me? Have I even talked to David today?
Is there another Jessica on our tribe? For me?
Oh, man. Giant Ninja says we should do a season 1 rewatch. I absolutely agree, and we will.
It'll only be my 4th time seeing it, but yeah, I'll be glad.
We'll do episode by episode. That'll be awesome. Do you have another initial thought? Because I have one more that is going to be kind of a brain, like your head's going to explode. So you're going to.
Well, then I've got 2 more, so it works out. We're rotating very well. Another initial thought was I wrote right after the second challenge was grade A challenges. I loved both these challenges. I thought they were great. Very, very good. And I really shouldn't have liked this episode because if I didn't like the last one because of the final move, I shouldn't have liked this one. But I think the challenges being so strong and idol being found and a lot of good stuff going on that I really like the episode.
You're so finicky, David.
I am.
Yeah. You're so finicky. If you're going to tell person A that you didn't tell person B what person told, crap, I messed it up.
Crab.
Rewind. Here we go. If you're going to tell person A that you didn't tell person B what person B told person A you said, then don't tell Propes why person B should have listened to you what you said about person A in front of person A.
Excellent point.
Lucy's like, Ken, you should have just believed me. I told you should have just believed me. And kid's going, Jessica, did you hear that? Did you hear that, Jessica? And Jessica's standing there going, wait, hold on.
She was speechless like the last half of
Jessica, the entire tribal council.
Yeah.
And I know Jessica watches. So Jessica, the entire tribal council.
My last.
And that's not a bad thing. She's just like, what is going on?
Still in shock. Yes.
What is going on?
When you realize something happened that you didn't think happened. Famous last words of a recruit. If it works at home, it should work in Survivor.
If my husband hates me at home, then all these strangers should hate me.
That's right.
If it works at home. Hello, you told us it didn't work at home.
That would be a great title, too. If it works at home.
It works on my husband. It should work on these strangers.
It works at my kids who feel threatened because I gave birth to them and I can take them out. So,
gosh. All right. David, I want you to tell me what you thought of night 10. And if you don't, I'm going to be very angry with you.
I don't want to talk to you about it right now.
I'm going to be very upset. And you you do not want me upset.
I don't want to talk about it right now.
Too bad.
Brett will talk about it. He'll talk about anything.
All right. Night 10.
I love Chris. Well, if you're going to talk about it to him, you might as well talk about it to me.
Yeah, really. Chris is like, shut up. I don't want to talk about it. And so then she's trying to honor that because Brett's like, well, I want to talk about it. What happened? I want to know what happened, man.
I want to know.
I want to know. Like, was there a shark around? What? And then she goes, well, this is what happened. And Chris is like, hey!
Don't whisper. If you're going to whisper, come whisper over here.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, he doesn't want to talk. He's pretty upset. You know, Chris, if you're going to threaten throwing rice in the fire, then do it, by golly. Don't tease us like this. Don't tease us.
Said the producer behind the cameraman as Chris was giving that confessional.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it, just
what do you mean you thought about it?
Give us a signal.
Here's the rice. Here, we'll get you extra rice.
We'll get you your own bag of rice.
Here's a candy bar if you promise. If you don't do it, we're going to show your tramp stamp on the back of on your back. You know he's got one.
What is the thing on his arm?
I don't know, but he's got a lower back tattoo.
Okay,
I saw it on one of the extra videos once. And I was like, what? Yeah. What? How much did he pay CBS to not show that on the show?
It's probably his position on football, so that if he's in the wrong position, the quarterback can say, no, that's not the right position. You're supposed to be over there. They're playing shirts and skins. There you go.
That actually happened in the game this last weekend. Somebody lined up behind the wrong guy, and the center snapped it past the quarterback. Oh, man.
I wrote down, Jessica said it was not an easy decision. I'm hoping it wasn't a bad idea. Dun, dun, dun. I wrote,
she said that because she listened to our show last week, and you kept talking about what a bad idea it was. So now she's second-guessing herself.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna be second-guessing.
It's the influence you have on these survivors is amazing.
Exactly. I read a lot of quick notes on the first 24 hours.
Oh, did you? Do you have anything else on night 10? Because I don't.
No, I just wrote "uh-oh" after she said, "I hope it wasn't a bad idea."
Yeah.
And then the next morning, Sunday says she asked if they made a mistake, and I wrote, which means they did, because she brought it up.
All right. Day 11.
Now I like Lucy's comment that she said to Sunday. She said, you can't think back. It's done. It's over. It's in the past. You got to move forward. We've already screwed up, so we got to fix it. We got to move forward from what we did. So she's right about that.
But
that was the one thing she got right.
But I think she's just saying that just to get the target on Jessica. I mean, they didn't have to have screwed up. Why? I mean,
no. Now at that point, I think she was still talking to Sunday. I don't think they were talking to Jessica yet.
I know.
I think she was just talking in general.
I know that, but if they had all stuck together, then it wouldn't have been a mess up.
Oh, I completely agree. Go back and listen to the podcast last week. I'm with you on that.
I mean, Lucy's just sowing bad seeds because she wants to vote out. She wants to be in charge and vote out Jessica. She's been quiet too long. Lucy has a confessional, so CBS basically telling us who's going home.
Pretty much.
Since we haven't heard from her all season.
Yep.
All of a sudden we hear from her. I mean, doesn't even the casual fan pick that up?
No.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then everybody's going to think Michelle's leaving the next time she has a confessional. She's pretty much disappeared.
Yeah.
That worries
me. By the way, what's with the Mr. Roboto headphones tonight?
It's something different. They're very comfortable in the ears.
Are they?
Yeah.
Because they look like you're like a robot.
Sorry. I'm just trying.
I have robot ears. Talks with Sunday. Also talks with Brett and Chris. Throwing Jessica under the bus. And then we get her telling the guys, I've got David and Ken. They completely trust me.
So I wrote that she goes from Jessica implanting an idea in her head, which means Jessica is trying to steer her brain and be in control. So does that mean Lucy was okay with Paul being the leader, but not with Jessica? So why is she suddenly not like somebody else running the show? In fact, the other person running the show is running it in her favor. So why the change? But yeah, she goes right to Chris and Brett, and they're already on board saying, yeah, it wasn't you. It was Jessica. It was all Jessica. It's going to be Jessica's fault. And so they
I think that's partially Jessica's fault because Jessica's the one that talked when they got back to camp.
I wondered the same thing.
Michelle did.
Right.
Remember? Michelle orchestrated it all, but when they got back to camp, Michelle was like, she didn't own up to it and make a big deal about it. Right? And
exactly.
Jessica goes back to camp. And it's like, guys, this was really hard to do. But this is what he said to me. I would have been like, it happened.
Yep, exactly. You're exactly right. She's pretty much leading them on as to that she was the one that started it. So, and Chris gives us he doesn't trust her like Jessica now. Next tribal she goes, which means she's not going at the next tribal.
Well, yeah.
For the most, 95% of the time.
Look, whenever you get on the show, don't do these irrational, really off the hip. Well, they made me mad, so they're going home next. Do me a favor. If I see that edit on you, I'm going to smack you across the head.
Please do.
Okay.
Please do.
Have you applied for the next season?
I haven't applied since the last time I applied.
Well, you need to apply again. You need
They're
to.
not gonna take me.
All right. Day 11, millennials. Some are hunting pigs, while others, namely Adam, is using his time more wisely hunting idols. A couple of reasons why hunting idols is better than hunting pigs.
Yes.
Reason number 1. Idols don't run. Reason number 2. Idol helps you further in the game than the pig.
Well, a goat could get you further if it helps you, nourishment wise, but not as well as an idol. A goat is not a guarantee like an idol.
That's my point.
Yes.
Reason number 3. Much easier to catch an idol than a pig. Did I already say that one? No, I didn't. I said pigs run. And so anyway, Adam is, they're not really hunting a pig, are they? Yeah. Time to look for an idol. And he finds the clue that somehow David, production was like, crap, he found the idol before he found the clue for David.
So let's go plant 2 clues at the other camp.
Yeah. So. Good night, David H. in the chat room. Time to put kids to bed. Dude, don't you have a maid for that? Just kidding.
Now, was your first thought like mine that he found the legacy advantage? Nope, take that back. Legacy was at the first challenge. I was disappointed.
You thought what?
If my very first thought, I forgot that she found the legacy advantage at the original challenge where they were all at. So my first thought was he found a piece of paper. Is that another advantage? The game. Oh no, I was slipping.
You thought they had a second legacy advantage?
I thought they could have one on each side.
Squared.
Yeah, one on each side. So anyway,
no.
But I was. Gosh. Was he crying because he found it, or was he crying because he realized it wasn't the idol?
He didn't cry till he found the idol later.
No, he did cry in this one.
Well, then he cried because he was excited.
I know. But I want to get something.
Don't make fun of him crying now. That. Adam's an awesome guy.
No, he gets to me later. So, before that, we get some tight knowledge from Jay.
All right, let's hear it.
Jay says that millennials, he defines millennials as having lots of dreams and ready to go conquer the world. And he defines Gen Xers as high school, college, 9 to 5, get a job. Mm-hmm. Which makes me think he thinks we've never been that age. We started out born at 34 years old or 35 years old, whatever that means. But I mean, we've never had dreams and wanted to conquer the world. So I guess that's, I don't know. But see me in 5 years, Jay, and tell me what kind of job you got.
But the Gen Xers are making all the money. And so the millennials are like, well, y'all are making too much money. You need to redistribute that wealth to us because you're working 9 to 5 and we're chilling out and doing nothing.
That's right, Mom.
So pay for our college.
Yeah, Dad. Exactly.
All right. My son's college debt's ridiculous right now.
Yes. But big props to David for finding the clue, which was extremely long, and loved it. Good job.
Yeah. All right. Oh wow, my pal Jeff Redmill's in the chat room. Hey Jeff, are you watching this season, Jeff? Just answering the chat room. Day 11 reward challenge. Playing for steak, sausages, veggies, spices, etc. You don't really realize how much you are gonna love spices until you don't have them.
Yep.
You know, you can eat a coconut, but you put spice on a coconut, changes it completely. And I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being serious.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was a great reward.
Yeah, great reward. And I liked it. A simple yet effective challenge, all physical. Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
And I totally agree with Adam afterwards that they misstrategized going into it, because if after the first 2 rounds, I wonder, when did they pick teams? Did they have to pick them first? Did they have to put them in an order? How did they have to play them? We probably can guess there were more rounds than the 5 we saw, because they almost always do that. But if you can see that Michaela is dominating her round, no matter who she goes against, you need to win just one away game, one of the male rounds. And it was kind of the luck of the draw, because if the women had gone first, then the women probably would have gone last, and they probably would have won, the millennials. But it came down to the men and Chris, Hulk, big guy. And what they should have done, hindsight, couch potato, is throw out Zeke and Adam in one round, throw that round away because they're probably not going to win, and then throw Jay and Taylor in the last round against Chris and David. That's the only chance they got, is throwing their biggest guys out there against Chris if Chris is going last. Now this is all, if this is how that worked, if this was the last actual, it seemed like the last round because they cheered the most. But, you got to win one away game. You can't just win the home games with the women. You got to win one away game against the guys. So you got to figure out a way to fight David. And Zeke did a great job. But Zeke said later, they are huge. And David is a giant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, excuse me, Chris is a giant. David is not a giant.
I knew what you meant.
So, love the challenge though, and I'm sitting there watching it, thinking, y'all go swim. I'll wait right here because you'll be here in a minute. Go right ahead.
I like whenever Chris was holding Jay and Adam for 10 minutes while David tried to get to the pool. It's like Chris is like, okay, I've been holding them for 5 minutes. Can you please make it to the pool with the rain?
Yeah, exactly.
And David's like, I'm trying. I can't swim.
Now, we talk about, before that, I forgot to mention this. We talk about edit. We talk about stuff, and we see things now more than we used to see as far as the edit, because we've heard people talking about it and we read about it and stuff. And I wonder if there's something to the edit of the Gen X tribe coming in, Paul being voted out, and both Jay and Figgy say, oh, didn't see that coming. And what I noticed was Michelle, just like coming after Tribal, didn't say a word. She put her head down and nodded as if she was processing what had happened. All right, Paul's gone. We know that's their leader. They took out their leader. There's been a change in the tribe, yada, yada. To me, that's what I look for. And Michelle puts her head down and nods because to me, she's processing. She might have been taking a nap for all I know. But it just, whereas Figgy and Jay got we didn't see that coming. And sometimes in Survivor, that's an edit cue that they're not going to see it coming.
I just cannot watch. Okay, I respect the fact that you watch like that, but I cannot watch Survivor looking for edit stuff. It just takes all the fun out of it for me.
I don't look for it. That jumped out at me.
But it just jumps out at you?
Yeah, because they showed it. They made a point to show it. They made a point to show a lot of little things in the episodes. And to me, that's just one of the few things that jumped out when I watched it the second time. I remembered they said that. I almost want to skip past it, but they flat out said it. And then they showed Michelle put her head down like she's processing something.
What if she was putting her head down like, oh, crud, he was the guy that I had an alliance with?
Very well could have. Or I had him in the pool going further,
Yeah.
So,
oh, crud, I liked him. He was handsome. I mean, it could have been anything. You're just reading it into what you want it to be.
I'm reading into it. But what made me think about it was that I fear for Michelle now because we haven't seen her in like 2 weeks. We haven't heard from her since that big save at the Figgy and Taylor vote. So
Michelle gets the award for the coolest looking bathing suit, in my opinion. I thought it was. I love the design on her bathing suit. All right, Lucy tries Chris's strategy against Michaela and Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
But unlike the guys, Michaela takes off her top, creating the new show, Survivor After Dark. And
yeah, as Probe said, Michaela was awesome and determined. Of course, she also had height because it works well when you can touch the sand. You can touch the bottom of the water, whereas Lucy and I think Jessica were swimming as best they could. But when somebody has actual feet on the ground, it pulls better. And when you use the swell, whether she did it or not, she did it very well. But I love what Probe said. He said that is what it takes to win on Survivor.
Mm-hmm. Whatever it takes.
Just another comment. No, he said that is what it takes to win on Survivor.
I know, and I'm saying whatever it takes. You got to do it. Yeah.
That's interesting. Also liked him saying Jay is sacrificing his body in the first round by jumping on Chris so Adam could get it past David. And I'm like, no, Jay's doing Chris a favor because when Chris goes to grab the ring and Adam, if Jay's right there, he can grab him too. So Chris is like, yeah, keep jumping on my back like a fly because I'm going to be grabbing you in a second.
Yeah. So excellent. I would love to hear. I don't have anybody that's telling me anything. I wish I did, but I don't. I would love to hear like how many rounds they actually did, in what order, because they don't always show them in the right order. So I would love to have
talking about when you were texting somebody. Brought this up like 5 minutes ago, but that's okay.
I haven't been texting anybody.
You had your head down, you were typing or reading something, and I was talking about the very same thing, but it's cool. We're both thinking the same way.
What? No, that was last show. All right, day 11.
100%'s gone down to 98, just so you know.
Millennials, Zeke, their guys are huge. And Michaela's like an Amazon woman.
Where's the segment of the reward? Why do we get no reward feast here?
Well, we got it the next morning for breakfast.
We got leftovers. It must have been boring. That's pretty bad when you don't get a reward feast clip. But go ahead.
Oh, that's a good point.
I'm sorry. It just jumped out at me as I watched it. But you know what? Go ahead.
Okay, whatever. You know what else did not happen this episode? Post-challenge confessionals.
Yep.
Not in either one was there a post-challenge confessional.
See, I bring this out in you. This is what I'm here for.
All right. That's because they didn't have time because they had 2 challenges.
Because Adam took too long to get the coconut open. or the shell. Adam, we need you to do that in like 30 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Michaela, lose or take off bathing suit top to win? Yep. Take off bathing suit top wins every time. Adam, I need to find this idol before the tribal or swap. And I love it. He figures out the clue and finds the idol just as Hannah calls him out. How's the idol search going? Good luck.
Good luck, buddy. Little buddy. I love that he asked the cameraman. Does she see me?
He's not asking the cameraman. He's asking the producer who's beside the cameraman. Okay, because the cameraman, he'd be looking right at him. He's looking over here and talking to the producer
whoever. He's asking somebody in production.
Yeah, he asks them like 2 or 3 questions. Did she see me? And then, should I put this on? And then he probably asked, who knows what else he asked.
He asked the producer, can you watch while I got this on to make sure nobody comes around the corner?
Yeah.
Mike K wrote that the reward feast is a secret scene for this week, so it's on CBS.com.
Yeah, well.
It's probably just them chomping. Nothing else.
Miriam says, Hannah just should have shut up. Let's see. Very Gen X. Well, now I don't know what she's talking about. I thought maybe she was talking about whenever Hannah saw him. Oh, yeah. Why not just not say anything and just watch him?
Yeah.
Watch him put it around his neck and all that kind of stuff from a secret hiding place.
She's saying her first comment was she agrees that Jess took the fall for no reason. And like Hannah, she should have just shut up. Not said anything.
Sorry, Miriam. All right. Tender moment as Adam talks about battling between the joy of playing Survivor and the sadness of his mom's lung cancer. Yep. Because his mom was, may she rest in peace, of course, was a huge Survivor fan. So I really hope that, I think we talked about this in our chat, in our messaging group. I hope CBS let her watch some of the stuff,
mm-hmm.
If she cared.
I'm sure she did.
Well, she probably did, yeah.
I wrote down for this day, because I know we're almost at the end of it, but everyone was praising Mikhail, like you said. They were down, but they didn't seem beaten. Their spirits weren't necessarily in the dirt. They just weren't down. They were still up. It's still another day in Survivor. We're all still playing. So I guess in part it wasn't an immunity challenge, so they were still pumped about it, but it didn't hurt as much since they weren't going to tribal council. But I was impressed that their spirits weren't gloom and doom. They were still up. They were still playing the game. Like Lucy said, at least you're still in the game.
Right.
So
then I don't know if you got this, but we got the new Jack Reacher movie trailer, which would be a great movie if Matt Damon were playing Jack Reacher.
Yeah, but it can't be Jason Bourne and Jack Reacher. I'd rather have him be Jason Bourne.
But with Tom Cruise playing Jack, it's not going to be as good. He's good in the Mission Impossible movies. I like those, but I just don't like him in this role.
You saw the first one? You didn't like it? I thought it was pretty good.
I didn't like him in the role.
But I'm not going to read the books because I'm told that the character in the book is not like him at all. It's like either bigger or something different.
Yeah. All right, day 12, Gen X. We get more Lucy.
Was that a commercial?
Yeah, that was a commercial. Well, not on our part.
This segment of the podcast is sponsored.
No, it's not. Don't even. Anyway, we see a little of her I'm in charge approach, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's telling them we're going to vote for Jessica. If you guys go telling them, I'm going to be upset. We get like the Lucy Hulk. You won't like me when I'm angry.
No, first she tells Dave, I'm not going to give you a name because I don't want you spreading it because I don't trust you.
Yes.
You were at the bottom of the pecking order, so I'm not going to give you a name, little child.
Yeah.
You just do what you want to do. But when I'm ready to give you a name, I'll come to you and give you the name. And then Ken comes up.
Gosh.
And the first thing she says is, you two have nothing to worry about. You two are fine. I'll tell you when you two are in trouble. You have nothing to worry about. Just listen to me and I'll tell you. Yeah, just go about your business and I'll tell you who to vote for later.
Yeah. If I'm talking to somebody and I'm out at the beach and I'm like, hey, so who are we going? And they go, I'll tell you when it's time to tell you. I'm going to be like, oh, I guess I know my place. I know where my place is.
If you're telling me something and I'm looking at you like this, you better realize I am not picking up on what you're saying, and you better figure out another way to say it. If you want my support.
Ken's like,
I'm like, Lucy, are you not looking at his face? His face is telling you, you are not talking to me like that, lady.
Yeah, Ken did not like that at all.
I like Ken.
And we go right to the immunity challenge, right?
Yep.
So a 45-minute puzzle with a totally inconsequential obstacle before it.
A 5-minute obstacle that meant nothing.
It totally was just there for show. And that's the way it always is when there's a puzzle at the end of it.
Yep. Now, I wrote 95% of the time it comes down to the puzzle. Every once in a while, there's a lead that doesn't matter, but 95 or more percent of the time, it's just the puzzle. And why is there no one on Gen X that can do a puzzle? If Survivor wants the millennials to do well, keep putting puzzles at the end.
How about this? Why is Chris the largest guy in the chair?
See, I mentioned that when I saw the clip, and it turned, it's obvious we saw that the people that running the obstacle are in the chair are doing the puzzle. Right. And I have a feeling that Sunday and David didn't do it. David and Rachel didn't do it. Sunday and Jessica didn't do it. Chris said, fine, I'll do it. I'll do the puzzle. And Lucy and Sunday and Jessica and Cece are like, really? You're going to get in the chair and we're going to lift you up?
Yeah.
Brett said, I won't do the puzzle. I'll help lift. And they did. They actually got ahead of the other group.
Yeah.
So good on them.
Yeah, I wrote, he must have the longest arms or be good at word puzzles. So
yeah.
I'm
Apparently
surprised.
Not the puzzle part.
Yeah. Another question. Why are they letting Figgy stand when she's 30 feet in the air? Surely production told her to sit her butt down.
You do it until they tell you can't. She's getting higher up in the chair so she can reach the numbers without going up. You take whatever shortcut you can take.
It breaks her neck. Come on. At some point, you got to, surely they told her.
She signed the form.
Oh, okay.
I love JP pointing out that the millennials are talking and thinking through the challenge, not scrambling like Gen X, who was experimenting as David threw letter after letter, tile after tile at every square trying to make a word.
But that both are legitimate ways of doing it.
Well, I don't do it that way.
Well, for me, I'm a visual person. So for me, I'm going to lay stuff out and try to make different words out of it.
Do you do it in your head or do you do it physically?
No, physically. I'm going to do it physically. I'm going to lay stuff out.
I lay the letters out and come up with words. It's like a search word. If you look at a search word, you can start to put words and letters together. Of course, in a search word, they're actually aligned. But I can look at like 30 letters and start coming up with words that it could be and should be or can't be or won't be.
Right.
Whereas Chris and Brett, Chris and Ken had no chance with David throwing letters all over the place. Whereas if you lay all the tiles out, you got 3 people sitting there just watching and looking, trying to come up with letters. And they got to know, which is a big thing.
I see what you're saying.
It was kind of like 3 against 1.
Yeah.
So
I was okay. Yeah, I would lay all of them out. I wouldn't keep moving them around. Yeah. I would lay them all out and look at them.
I think they had them almost all up on the table trying to figure it out.
And then you got to try to figure out, okay, obviously it's going to be a Survivor phrase, although it wasn't.
Hello. Well, it was. It was just different. It just hasn't been said like that before.
Never said before that I can.
But it's still a Survivor phrase.
It's related to Survivor, but it's not a common Survivor phrase.
They didn't say it was a common Survivor phrase.
I know he didn't, but this is the first time they've ever used a non-Survivor phrase, I think.
No.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Whatever.
That's not a question I can answer.
Somebody loses their flame tonight. It's
true.
Like
never said before, right?
It's like a high school prom motto or something.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right. Back at camp, Gen X. Oh, because Gen X lost, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Back at camp, Chris, our plan is to blindside Jess, and I'm counting on Lucy to make that happen. Okay, this is funny. She reassures him because she's like a tiger mom. She's in control.
Yep.
So anyway.
And that's why sometimes her family doesn't like her, because she makes all the decisions. Because if it works at home, it should work on Survivor, which I'm thinking, there are a bunch of 12-year-old, 11-year-old kids out there with you.
Sometimes my husband and my kids hate me, but it works. Really? All right. Adam and Ken. Ken's like, we have to get Lucy off. All right. Here's Adam to Cece. We're going to get Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
Ken tells Jessica.
Wait a minute. Dave to Cece, not Adam to Cece.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant. I always get them. I always say it wrong. Here, you just carry on since I screwed up. Go ahead.
Oh, you did good. Well, I got Ken to Dave saying, when we were scolded, that was it for me. Let's get Cece and Jessica can get Sunday. Right. And Dave kind of reacts like, ooh, that's going to be tough, which makes me think he knows that Sunday's close with the other guys. Mm-hmm. And here's where I got a little fan fiction. And I wonder at this point if Dave, worried about trusting Sunday, suggested using his idol to Ken. And Ken suggested not. And because he was sure they could get Sunday. But later, when all the mess hits the fan and Jessica flips on Ken by talking to Lucy, he knows it's a done deal, and he just decides to go with the majority vote on Jessica to save his skin. So I'm wondering if it came up then about using the idol, and that's when Dave, because Ken seemed surprised but not shocked at tribal council.
Yeah,
he did seem like, oh my goodness. So because I think he had a little stake in that idol too, because he obviously knew about it.
Yeah,
but I wonder if this is where Dave thought first, this is where I could use my idol if I really needed to. So good on him for being selfless, but at the same time, but Dave expertly explains that you have to be careful how you treat people. Ken wants Lucy gone, and that sounds like a great idea.
All right, so David tells Cece.
Yep.
Right.
And then runs when he sees Lucy, because Lucy's coming to get him for talking to anybody out in the woods.
Scared. And then Ken is going to go talk to Jessica.
Yes.
So that Jessica will tell Sunday. Well, Jessica isn't buying it.
Right.
So Jessica tells Lucy in front of everybody else. So David tells Ken. So Ken goes to Lucy, and it's just a mess.
Yes. It's like a high school after school party.
Just a mess.
Hi, Connie.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad you said hi. What the heck? You cannot have your charger. Go get it go get Timothy's.
See if you have my charger.
I do. It's right under there, charging my computer.
My
Okay. Next time, tap me on the shoulder or something.
I just
Wow, that scared me to death.
Excuse me, that was good.
Wow. Okay. Tribal council. Chris, our tribe is in chaos. Lucy explains.
Wow, are we there already?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we got an hour and a half worth of feedback, so we got to hurry up.
I just wrote down as my last paragraph that Dave never tells anyone what to do playing a smart game. He's in almost every conversation, but he's never the central figure, nor is he leading the talk unless he's talking to Cece, which she probably likes because according to her last confessional three weeks ago, nobody's talking to her. But the only person he seems to dictate to is Cece, which is smart. He's letting everybody else dictate the conversations. So good on him. He's evolving.
David? You think he's dictating? I don't think he's dictating at all.
No. He leads conversations with Cece. He tells her what the plan is. She doesn't seem to throw as much according to the edit, but all other conversations that he's sitting in on, he's listening or adding to, when Lucy says, "Did you know Kim was going to vote me out?" I'm in shock. Good answer, David.
Yeah.
Good answer. All right. Now I'm ready to go to tribal. Is she going to come scare you again?
No, they forgot. Oh, okay. She's still in here. Scaring me. Lucy explains to Proach why Ken should have shut up and just listened to her. And Jessica's to Ken, so you're saying I should just trust you? And Ken's like, yeah. And what Ken should have said was, didn't you hear what she just said to me?
Yep.
And she just, So anyway, time to vote.
Lucy thought everybody could handle bluntness. They're all men. She thought men like being blunt, so she's just going to be blunt with them. And he says, no, you weren't blunt. And then Probst even points out, you're kind of being blunt right now.
Yeah.
Tell them what's going to happen. So, yep.
Yeah. I could just see her and her husband at home, and her husband goes, see, it didn't work there. It doesn't work here either.
And then she tells him what to do, and he does it. So
that's right. So, all right. David plays the idol for Jessica.
He gives a little speech.
A weird speech.
Yeah, like, it's been fun. I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to leave the game.
Yeah, I'm about to quit.
Where are you going?
I just want y'all to know that I love y'all. And I'm going, what are you quitting or something?
It was weird. I'm like, he's not going to play it on himself. Is he actually going to play it on Jessica?
Yeah. So just to be clear, if you're playing in our D&D Survivor Challenge, David got points for playing the idol and for playing it on someone else and for it working.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I hate David.
Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Yeah. So Sunday, Chris, Brett, and Ken and Lucy all voted for Jessica. I mean, because Ken's just like, well, all that blew up. So
yeah, exactly.
I might as well vote for Jessica.
Surely he's not going to play that idol.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's David.
Yeah.
He's swimming with alligators.
Yeah. And Jessica still goes with the plan that Lucy told her. We're voting Cece. What?
Yep.
Come on, Jessica. And then Cece and David vote for Lucy, and Lucy goes home. So, way to go, David.
So, the summit was like a bust. unless David and Taylor end up working together. To me, this idol play is going to end up being a bust because of the swap, unless on her way out, Jessica wills the legacy to David, and that gets him to the end.
Yeah.
Otherwise, okay, paranoid strikes again.
All right. Anything else about the recap?
Good episode. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good myself.
Hey guys, this is Jennifer, and I just wanted to steal a moment during my favorite podcast to remind you to use D&D's Amazon link when you shop at Amazon. Not only do you get everything you need at Amazon, you're also helping D&D continue their great podcasts. So always use www.stwdd.com/Amazon when you start your shopping, or make it even easier and just use their links on their website and the D&D Facebook group. That's all I wanted to say. Now back to more D&D.
Oh, yeah. Especially with Christmas coming. You know, I mean, you're going to go to Amazon anyway, right? So if you're going to go to Amazon anyway, unmute your microphone, David. If you're going to go to Amazon anyway, then you might as well just stwdd.com/Amazon and just make that a shortcut on your desktop. And every time, or a bookmark, and every time you go to Amazon, use that link. You don't even have to think about it. Thank you. We have quite a bit of feedback tonight. One of our feedback contributors is going to win a Survivor buff, courtesy of Buff USA. So here we go. First is Chris. Where's Chris from, David?
I must not have said.
Oh, well, all right. Hi, guys. It's Chris Diorio, Oreo, Dorito, Cookie. Again, Chris is in our chat room. So here we go. Overall, this was a predictable ending in an unpredictable manner. Since last episode's Next Time on Survivor, I pretty much figured Lucy was done for. But David using his idol to get her out? Wow. I don't know if that was really smart or really dumb. I'm voting dumb, he says. At least I think he's unknowingly secured himself the legacy advantage if and when Jessica is voted out. Maybe if she, this is me now, maybe if she was voted out like next episode, but anything can happen in the next couple of weeks. You know, so, I mean, someone could give her a really good back massage and she's thinking, legacy idol. Good thing there's a switch coming because Gen X seems like a mess right now. Over on the millennial side, we learned very little. We learned Michaela is a beast and that Adam has the idol. I would also like to take this time for a little bragging by saying, ha! I called it! You guys doubted me in last week's feedback when I said the episode foreshadowed Adam getting the idol, and yet I was right. Wow.
There you go.
I'm sensing some gloating.
Oh, it's there.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no sense about it. We're drowning in it.
Yeah. Also, I think I'm falling in love with Hannah. That moment with her popping up during Adam's idol search seemed like something straight out of a sitcom. That's all for now for me. I'm sorry, I didn't say that right. That's all for now for me. This episode was pretty so-so like the last one, but the ending made it somewhat worth it. Hope this tribe swap coming up brings some well-needed energy to this game. Chris. Thank you, Chris. Yes. Yes. All right, next we have, is this the Will the Giant Ninja, David?
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
What's up, guys? It's Will from Wonder Lake again, a.k.a. The Giant Ninja.
The Giant Ninja.
See, we praised him for his calling in and leaving a voicemail. On this week, he leaves a encyclopedia. So,
gosh.
not really.
He
It's
did
quick.
not.
It's actually quick. Yeah.
Don't insult Will the Giant Ninja.
So it's about 11:30 Central Time here. Let me get started because he's got a lot to say before he gets started. So it's about 11:30 Central Time here, and I can't go to bed yet. You see, for the past 2 nights, I've been up way past my bedtime watching the Cubs games. Monday, I think they played until 2 in the morning, and last night they went to well after midnight. And in case you haven't heard, the good guys won. Seriously,
Yep.
down 3 runs in the ninth inning. On the road, the Cubs tied the largest ninth inning deficit in baseball postseason history. Game 4 will henceforth be known as Rice-A-Roni. It's my San Francisco treat.
Rice-A-Roni.
But now's when Dwayne's saying something about this being Survivor talk and not Cubs talk.
Gosh, this is not Cubs talk.
Ho-hum. You may not hear from me next week. Wednesday night is Game 4 of the National League Championship Series. I don't know whether I'll have time to watch the episode that night, so you may have to go 2 weeks without your Giant Ninja fix. Sorry about that. Oh, I don't know if we'll make it. But lots to talk about this episode, so let's get to it. Number 1, dear Edit Watchers. It's pretty clear that we're being told a big story about how Gen Xers and millennials deal with the same problems, oftentimes in different ways. In fact, based on what we've seen, the winner of the season will be the Gen Xer who is most millennial or the millennial who is most Gen Xy. My money's on Ken, but I digress. Last week, we saw Zeke and Hannah struggle with a post-tribal council conversation. Hannah just had to talk, and Zeke just couldn't let her. Both of them would have been better off letting the other one have what they needed, but each was too selfish and emotionally immature to do what was in their best interest. We even saw it on the Previously On, just to hit us over the head with it. This week, we saw the exact same thing from Chris and Jessica. Chris didn't want to hear it, but Jessica had to talk. This time, though, Chris let her have her say. Chris is a threat in this game. He can put his emotional needs on the back burner. I wouldn't exactly say Chris let her talk. I think he just said, if you're going to talk, I might as well hear it.
Yeah.
But I understood what he's saying. Two exact situations treated differently. Yep. Number 2, I know that STWDD is a family-friendly show and all, but this needs to be said. Dear Figgy, when a lady has her top ripped off and she's covering her girls with her hands, you don't try to give her a high five. Solidarity, sister. Next time, give her your buff or something. That's what I was thinking. Who's going to take their buff off and give it to her? But she had hers around her neck, so she could have pulled it down. But anyway, he continues. If you don't have one handy, you can head over to buffusa.com and use promo code SurvivorTalk33 for 10% off. See what I did there, Dwaine? Solidarity.
That's right.
Yeah, whatever. All right, dear Lucy. Number 3, dear Lucy. Last week we heard you say shh, and this week we got a confessional. No joke. We knew you were gone the first 3 minutes.
That's right.
Number 4, dear Ken. I didn't know it was possible for me to love you more than I already did without getting into Mere I Am territory, but here we are. I don't want to get all political, but the dude hates laws and regulations. Sign me up. # Team Ken. Number 5, dear Chris, wow, you're a big guy. I hadn't realized that yet, but seeing you tower over your teammates and opponents in that challenge, good stuff. From one giant to another, solidarity, brother. Dear Adam, number 6, reading the edit, it was pretty clear you were going to find a hidden immunity idol as early as 2 weeks ago. And when we hadn't heard you talk about your mom yet, many of us figured they were saving that confessional for the heroic music when you finally did. And we were right. Congrats on finding it. That being said, holy wow, does that thing look fake. Seriously, if you wore it around your neck at camp and told people you'd found it, they wouldn't believe you. In fact, that might be the best thing to do with it. Keep suspicions down. Oh, and the coconut tossed into the grass? I'm sure nobody will find that. Totally thought the same thing. Good point. That won't come back into play at all, will it? Will it? Did you catch the sarcasm from there, David? Yeah, did that hit you at all when he threw that coconut over there?
Yeah, I thought, okay, someone's going to find that.
Just the fact that they showed us him throwing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, number 7. You can go back to sitting down over there.
Okay, thank you.
Dear Jessica, wow, that was some bad play. I get why you're suspicious. I get why you assume Ken might be lying to you. But talk to a few people first. Get more information before you go right to Lucy. Dear number 8, dear Ken, Lucy gave you the perfect opening at Tribal Council to argue that Jessica that Lucy was gunning for her. When Lucy admitted in front of everyone that she dictated who Ken was to talk to and who he wasn't, Kim should have turned right to Jessica and said, see,
Exactly.
we did have that conversation, and she was gunning for you. It's time to vote her out.
See, Will, the giant ninja, great minds think alike.
Yeah. I genuinely believe that this would have pulled Jessica in, though if CC and Sunday weren't in, pulling Jessica in wouldn't have made a difference. So, number 9, dear David, you obviously knew that you weren't going to get 4 votes. So you made a big move, and I really liked it. You used your hidden immunity idol strategically, not to save an ally, but to save your situation. If Jessica was voted out, you were on the outs again. 3 out of 7. They didn't need you anymore. With Jessica, though, you could be in the 4 or even the 5 if you pull Sunday in. I like it. Hope there's no swap. Number 10, dear next time on. Of course there's a swap. Because David had finally put himself in a solid position. Sometimes I really hate you, Survivor.
Will, the giant ninja, I'm sorry, I have to disagree. I do not think David put himself in a solid position. Because why would you trust him, as I said at the top of the show?
Right. Okay, Dwayne's probably freaking out about how long this feedback is, so that's enough giant ninja for now. Actually, I didn't think it was that long.
No.
Hopefully the next time you hear from me, the Cubs will have broken the curse. For those, okay, here's we go with the long stuff. For those uninformed, the curse of the Billy Goat says that the Cubs will never play in another World Series after 1945. They don't have to win a World Series to break the curse. They have to win the National League pennant, which is 4 wins away. Later, peeps, Will at the Giant Ninja. I'm going to take about a 5-minute break and have a drink.
Why? Oh, this next one, is the next one long? No, it's not. Oh, come on. Compared to the ones we used to get. Oh, he really is taking a break. Sorry.
No, I was reading it when I posted it in our little page here. And I'm like, that's kind of short for him.
Yeah. All right. This is from, let me look because David didn't. Wait, it's from David. Okay. That's confusing. Oh, the winner of our buff last week. Okay. Yes. Buenos dias from the mountains of New Jersey. First off, thanks for the phenomenal buff. It looks great, and my 2 kids now think I'm relatively cool. A lot of fireworks and emotions in this episode, which I'm sure the producers loved, but it wasn't the best 60 minutes of strategy. The formerly invisible but now will depart in a blaze of glory, Lucy, did an excellent job of breaking many of the key Survivor commandments. At the most basic level on Survivor, don't annoy people, and you have a much better chance of sticking around. Lucy missed this lesson, apparently. She alienated David and Ken, 2 of her alliance members, by first telling them that she wasn't going to inform them of the name of their boot target until later, making it extremely obvious that they were at the bottom of the alliance. Then, in a strategic master stroke, she informed David and Ken of the plan to blindside Jessica, who had saved David and Ken the previous tribal, and made it even better by dictating that they couldn't question or discuss the move. Wow.
Good point.
During her confessional, when Lucy was discussing her own behavior and how she was treating people, she said, I make my husband and kids not like me because of how I treat them. Okay, just a thought. If you know you act in a way that makes the people who love you not like you, maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't act that way around strangers looking for a person to eliminate. David's move of saving Jessica with his idol made for interesting TV, and he probably thought that making a big move would help him long term. But I think he made a massive mistake. Yes, he got rid of the annoying and bullying Lucy, so camp life might be better. But playing his idol, David has now cemented his outsider status with the rest of his former alliance and put a huge target on his back, eliminated a player that would have been easy to take out later in Lucy, and lost his idol. Considering the fact that he should have anticipated a swap coming, it makes wasting his idol even more egregious. Plus, anyone named David that plays Survivor or the Durham Warriors Survival Challenge needs to not make strategic mistakes. It tarnishes the name for the rest of us Daves.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, my Survivor fantasy team picked to win it all, found his idol finally, and his raw emotion afterwards was great to see, both because of the joy he thought it would bring to his sick mother and also simply because he is a super fan. Did anyone else, when Adam had the idol holding shell against his stomach and he was prying it open with both hands, think that the alien from the Alien movie was going to come exploding out? Okay, maybe it was just me, he says. Keep up the great work, D&D, David Holdsworth.
I did wonder how long it was going to take him to get it open because they sure were showing almost every angle of him trying to bust it open.
Yeah, I noticed that. All right, David, it's your turn. We got another back.
Yep, Brian. Hey, guys, here's some brief feedback on the latest episode. I love it when they start that way. You might have already mentioned this, but there was a big clue that Jess was safe as tribal council began. I noticed that the producers did not remind us about her legacy advantage.
Oh yeah,
good point. So now we all know that if we see that reminder, it could be curtains for Jessica.
Yeah. Brian. Way to tell.
If I was going to be passed on. If it was going to be passed on, I'm guessing that they would bring it up earlier in the episode. Correct me if I missed it. Maybe they bring it up the episode before she gets voted out, if she gets voted out. My prediction for next week is that after the swap, David flips to work with the Millennials. He will easily connect with Adam, Zeke, or Hannah and work to vote out either Chris or Brett. The preview is mostly a red herring. Figgy and Taylor will be split up, which I agree, totally agree, but they will not be targeted as yet, as the millennials have the numbers, including some strategic superfans that will go after the Gen X challenge threats pre-merge. Though I am unsure whether they will target Ken. What do you think? I think that's Brian in Maryland. Actually, I totally agree. I think Figgy and Taylor will be split. That's why they showed us that. And I think Ken will merge with them or work with them well, and so will David, and they'll go after Chris and Brett. Okay. I can see that easily.
All right. Now it's time for Nick Penn. All right. Do we know where Nick is from? No? Okay. Hey, guys. So I know David is getting a lot of crap from hardcore Survivor fans. He wasted an idol on... Oh, he's talking about you. I hate having a guy named David on the show.
You were hoping I was taking all kinds of crap, wasn't you?
Yeah, I was. He wasted an idol on someone who wasn't in his alliance and who didn't believe in Ken, but I think we should look at this differently. David made a big move potentially at the right time. Let's say he finds the idol again, has a solid group of 3 that will work with him, and Jessica owes her whole game to him now. So the swap happens, and that solid 4 doesn't get voted out and makes it to the merge. David now has a group of 4, 100% to him, with another hidden idol if he finds it. He can pull over a few other millennials, Zeke, Adam. He has some shields with Ken and Cece. He basically has a ride to the finals. Plus, Adam has his idol still. So if he's only able to pull Adam over, they'll have 1 idol. And if David finds the idol again, they'll have 2. So worst comes to worst, first merged tribal, Ken wins immunity, and David pulls a Malcolm from fans versus favorites, kinda, and places idol in Adam's idol, and then he's back in power with his shields. This all can go right if and only if David finds the idol. Adam / none of David's 4 get voted out before the merge, and David finds the idol. Ha! Sorry for the crazy long email. Have a great day. Nick Penn.
I was waiting for it to say this can all go right if the price is right. But
yeah. That would take me about 4 more readings to figure out all the intricacies. What?
Intricacies?
No.
What is it? What's the word?
I don't know.
At least
I can't say it. I can't say it. That upsets me so badly. Oh, I can't say it. Oh, I'm so upset with myself. All right, David, you're going to read Kathy, the Zumba woman.
David, I found the episode worth staying up for in my sleepy state. Now, she posted late last night that she did not get to see the episode, asking if she should stay up and watch it. Was it worth it? And I said, yes, stay up and watch it unless you're super tired, go to bed. So she found it worth staying up for. Bonus, I did not fall asleep, and I jotted these notes down immediately afterwards. Thumbs up to me. Okay, reward challenge.
Kathy.
Reward challenge. My husband asked what I think of Michaela taking her top off. If someone grabbing my top was preventing me from eating steak, I would be taking it off too. Only while starving on Survivor, of course, and only in water. Only in the water. My favorite reward challenge moment was upon winning. Chris picked up David like he was a twig. I thought he was going to throw him over his shoulder. He picked him up so quick. For the first time, I really looked at how massive Chris is and how tiny David is. It's like David and Goliath.
Yeah.
Lucy. Bossiness doesn't work with men, with other women, with spouses, and it's only going to work with children until they're about age 12. I hope this was a life lesson for you. Adam finally finding the hidden immunity idol. About time, dude. And how could one not appreciate his display of emotions, talking about his mom's cancer, their shared Survivor fandom, and the timing of him getting on the show? I wanted to give him a hug.
Yeah. It's
Hannah,
sad.
yeah, it is.
It's sad that he doesn't get to watch it with her.
Hannah cracked me up upon coming upon Adam. How's the idol hunting going? Good luck, buddy. She is so darn charming. I don't think anyone could stay mad at her for long. I was a bit flabbergasted on Gen X's strategy, putting Goliath in that seat to hoist up. This Gen Xer needs a millennial to explain their winning Boggle Award forming strategy. Maybe there is some usefulness in Common Core math.
What? What does that have to do with spelling? Okay.
Just younger generation
Kathy,
teaching.
come on. Help me out.
Tribal council voting. Ken and Sunday both voted for Jessica, and David saves Jessica with his idol. My tired brain is really trying to see the purpose in this. So is mine, and I was awake when I saw it. It's just making it hurt. Merge next week, and I really hope it is not an episode of Taylor and Figgy.
I don't think it's a merge next week.
Oh, that's right. She probably meant swap.
Okay.
I was thankful for the reprieve from them tonight, but kudos for them for creating a lot of airtime for themselves. Definitely will be interesting to see how the tribes are mixed up. Can't wait. Thanks, guys.
Way to go, Kathy Zumba woman.
Yeah, she meant swap because she said tribes getting mixed up.
Yeah. All right. My turn. I get to read Martin. Where's Martin from?
Martin, I think, is from Germany. Yes.
Oh, so, okay. Hello, D&D. How you doing? It's time for some feedback from, well, there it is, from Germany, I guess, since I have nothing better to do. Well, thank you. We're so glad we could give you something to do when you have nothing better to do. I really enjoyed this episode, and the outcome was so weird. David is now the only Gen X who has voted correctly every time he got to vote. How weird is that? He also develops into this huge challenge beast by getting the first and almost the second ring in the reward challenge to the poll all by himself. Well, let's give Chris a tiny bit of credit for the almost not mention-worthy assist in both duels. It was also so great to see his reactions every time he missed a letter, like, there's only one R. Speaking of the immunity challenge, how cool was this one? A newest challenge in part 1, and then fast forward 45 minutes. How cool would it have been if the first part of the challenge would have actually mattered? I like this guy. He's got sarcasm all throughout his feedback. The uncommon phrase was smart. I believe Carolyn took a lot longer, even though their phrase was more Survivor-esque. See, David, that's what I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah.
Big props to Zeke, who gave the final hint. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Sorry for being all over the place, just like Hannah. What, David?
They didn't. They made a point of showing us that Zeke gave the final hint.
Yes, they did.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for being all over the place, just like Hannah. She is such a comic character and too good to be true. The moment Adam found the idol and Hannah popped up out of the grass, waving, making a joke, and vanishing the next second, hysterical. And Adam handled it great. Did Hannah see me, Mr. Cameraman? Well, let's just put this idol around my neck so you have a good shot when she looks again. But all the fun aside, big love and support to Adam and his family. Must be so hard with this sad and hurtful loss. Yep. A not so hurtful loss was the outcome of Tribal. Bye, Lucy. Yeah, excellent segue. I like that. I really thought that she would quit the game after the first 3 episodes because of the fact that she got absolutely 0 confessionals. She was a big disappointment, even though I did not have high expectations anyway. The only things that will stick from this Tribal are David's big move and Ken's stare at Jessica when she asked him, should I have trusted you? And he said, yeah, and stared at her for a good 5 minutes before she slowly turned around. David's move, was it good? Was it not? I don't know. On one hand, it was, because he doesn't have his idol anymore.
No, it was bad because he doesn't have his idol anymore.
That's what I meant. On one hand, it was bad. I guess that important word, bad, needed to be read. I'm sorry, that word bad looked like a comma to me.
Really?
No. On one hand, it was bad because he doesn't have his idol anymore. On the other hand, it was great, comma, because I had David playing the first idol in the fantasy league. Wait a second. He's saying that it was bad for gameplay, but it was good for non-survivor. I mean,
hey, Martin's putting
what
Martin
are you doing
first.
here, Martin?
Good on him. Put Martin first.
All right. Also,
That's how we play.
Also, he formed a 4-person alliance and a 7-person. No, I don't think he formed an alliance, but okay. Also, he formed a 4-person alliance and a 7-person tribe. How steady is it? He asks. Is it hollow? Will it stay? Too bad for him that the next time on Survivor, we will get a tribe swap. This could benefit him, but it could also cost him the game. It is such a toss-up. Hope this review was not too long and wish you all the best. Grob aus Deutschland bis zum nächsten Mal. Martin.
I'm so glad you had that feedback.
Yeah, I used to sing German, but I didn't obviously do it very well. Oh, are you kidding? I'm sure I butchered that.
No, I'm trying to give you a hint.
Clap? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Martin. Woo! David's
Remember how we give each other hits?
David's trying to give me a hint, and on this side, all he's getting is.
It's usually the other way around.
I know. All right. Hey, we get to have some audio feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. First from Wendy from South Dakota.
Hi, David and Dwaine and all you other Survivor fans. This is Wendy from South Dakota. Had a little time to call in today. Just watched the episode a little bit ago, so this is kind of my hot takes on it. The Gen X beach is pretty much a hot mess. Everybody running around telling everybody everything, and everybody's mad at each other, and nobody really trusts each other. That was disappointing. It was nice to see them win that first challenge. I tend to be rooting for the Gen Xers. I guess I am a Gen X, so I don't know if that's why I'm rooting for them. I guess I just don't find many of the Millennials very likable. Not that I like everybody on the Gen X tribe either, but David's big move. Boy, that took a lot of guts, especially to hand over your idol and save someone who doesn't seem to trust you and pretty much put you in the situation where you had to use the idol. If Jessica would have just kept her mouth shut, they wouldn't even had to use the idol and the same result would have happened. But it is what it is. I hope it pays dividends down the line, because now next week they're going to get shuffled up. So who knows if he'll even be on the same tribe with Jessica. And even if he is, will she even trust him? I mean, this is a woman with some serious trust issues, and that's coming from a woman with serious trust issues. So I hope that they can pull it together. Okay, I gotta say it. Ken is dreamy. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm enjoying this season. You know, people have said that last not this episode, but the last one was slow. You know, I'm still of the mind, and probably will always be of the mind, that any Survivor is good Survivor. So I enjoyed it. Hopefully the season will keep moving on and having exciting tribal councils like this one. And I hope y'all take care. Bye-bye.
Woo! Hey, words of advice, David. Don't start a Clash Royale match on a 2.5-minute feedback.
Oh my gosh. And don't admit it on the air.
I just lost anyway. Well, I had already heard her feedback.
Okay.
Good feedback, Wendy. We love Wendy. You know Wendy? Wendy Zell.
Yeah, I know Wendy.
Yeah, you got to eat with her.
I did. Calabash,
at the beach.
South Carolina. Yep.
Wendy was the first person. I remember the day, back when we were just little young whippersnappers doing podcasting. And we sounded like this because our microphones are so bad. Yeah. I got, what happened to your background? Did that change during the show?
No, it changed before even going on the air.
Oh, wow.
Nice of you to notice.
I was out at an event, and I get this thing from PayPal that says you just got a donation from Wendy Zell, the first person to ever financially support our show.
It was probably that telethon we did where we're going to go off the air if nobody gives us any money.
Do you like D&D? Do you want other people to be able to enjoy D&D?
Just
All
a
right.
$5 donation. You can get an empty CD with nothing on it.
All right. Next we have Vader Girl, a.k.a. Mir I Am.
Hi, Dave and Dwayne. This is Mir I Am, also known as Vader Girl, calling in to leave my feedback about last night's show. Ha, ha, ha. I'm so excited about my fantasy team. Aren't you guys all jealous that you did not pick David and Ken like I did? Whoop, whoop, whoop. And I also picked Adam, so I did really well. I'm happy for David. I think he made a great move just because I think it was correct use of idle play. I think it will gain Jessica's loyalty and maybe even get him that advantage. I'm excited about that. I'm still very much in love with Ken. I think he's sweet, sensitive, poetic. I love his music. If you guys haven't heard, I think it's under McCroy, but if you just do a YouTube search under Ken McNichol, you can find it. And you can see his songs are amazing, very John Mayer. Love him, he's great. And I also just wanted to give a shout out to Adam. I'm in tears, I cried over that. It was very healing for me after losing my mother to cancer a couple of years ago, and I have a hard time crying about it, and and thankful whenever I can cry because I'm feeling emotions and not being Vulcan. And I just thought Adam had a great edit, and I'm just sending him so much love, and I'm so sorry about his mother, and I know that she's so proud of him, and we are all inspired. So just sending love to everybody. Thank you guys so much. May the force be with you, and let's everybody be happy and love your mothers.
That's right. Love your mothers. Everybody be happy. It's time to go hunt some goat. Hello, David.
Hunt some goat.
Yeah. Time to
Yeah,
go
that's the mask for hunting goat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Apparently when you hunt goat, you're supposed to wear your buff like this. The problem is I have glasses. And so every time I breathe, see my glasses?
Yes.
My glasses
I can't see your eyes, but I can see your
glasses
glasses.
are fogging up.
That's why Jay doesn't wear glasses. He's too cool for glasses.
All right, hold on. This is the green buff, which I love the green buff. Here, I'm going to wear it like I'm a nun.
You're like a turtle. You look like a turtle.
Oh, this is really bad. Oh,
Now you've had jaw surgery or something.
okay, take that off. Where are my glasses?
On your
David,
face.
where are my glasses?
Try your face.
Oh, they're on my face. Oh my gosh. All right, next we have.
No more energy drinks for
Wait
you.
a second. Thank you, Mir I Am. All right. I tell you what, I can imagine. I mean, you've lost your father, so you know
Right.
what it's
Cancer
like.
battle.
Is watching this season and watching Adam, does it bring back any of that for you?
It does. It just makes me think about what if I had gotten a chance to play right around the time that he found out, because he found out at Thanksgiving, told us right before Christmas, and he passed at the beginning of March.
Wow.
So it didn't take long for him to pass. So I don't know if I could have left. So a lot of credit to Adam.
Yeah. Well, let's see. In this case, his mom would have wanted. Well, did want.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, man, I'm telling y'all, life is too short to hold stuff against people and to be bitter and angry and to not have forgiveness in your heart. Go out there and love on people. Forgive them. Serve them. All right, David, read the next one.
This is Steve from New York. Hey, D&D, I have a suggestion for you guys. What about having an Instagram account? I mean,
That's what IG is.
wait a minute. I knew what IG was and you didn't know what IG was?
I had no idea what he meant.
Don't you have
Why
a, well, I
would we
presume
have-
that's what it is.
I have an Instagram account, but why would we do one for Survivor Talk?
I barely have a Twitter account, but I knew what IG was and you didn't know what it was. You're kidding me. You're messing with me, aren't you?
Okay, but what are we going to do with an Instagram account? That's just one more thing I got to
We would take pictures of the survivors whenever they come in the studio. Oh, that's right. We don't have a studio. But yeah, whenever they come in and do a podcast with us.
Okay. All right.
I mean, you have a Twitter and feedback. Why not Instagram? More traffic for D&D.
No, a Twitter and Facebook, David.
What do I say? Feedback.
Feedback.
See, I didn't know what FB was, but I knew what IG was.
That's right.
Okay, back to Survivor. At camp with the Millennials, they look to get some goats for dinner. Good luck catching them, which we never saw him catch them. Maybe they should have just chased them off the hill, see if they fell. Adam is looking for the idol, and he finds the clue. He is not happy because he still needs to do more work to find the idol. Sorry, this is Survivor 2.0. You need to find the clue, then the idol, LOL. Unless your name's David. Great news. There will be 2 challenges this show. Love it. The reward challenge. Sorry, guys. Once the challenge started in the water, I lost who was on whose tribe. This goes hill, which is a pool term, I guess. Gen X takes down the barbecue. Who needs the goats? At camp with the Millennials, Adam is back on track looking for the idol. He finds the idol, and Hannah sees him. Then Adam asks the camera guy, did she see me? I guess not, because we saw nothing from Hannah on the camera. Oh, I guess not, because we saw nothing from Hannah on camera. At Camp Gen X, barbecue, baby. We have Ken and David talking to Lucy about who is going home. Lucy lets them know, don't talk to anyone. I'm going to be upset. Ken didn't like how she talked to him, but I feel if you're safe in the game, why I wouldn't make any waves. Why? You are safe for another 3 days. I know they didn't like the way they were on the bottom, but again, you live to see another day. Just chill, Ken. The immunity challenge. Who is Chris? Why is Chris going in the chair? Chris is a big guy. I mean, it didn't matter since the challenge lasted 45 minutes plus, but I would think they could have made it a little easier. What did Jeff P say? If you can lift Chris, you can lift anyone up. After 45 minutes, Millennials wins it with help from Zeke. Sorry, guys. I think Zeke looking like older Boston Rob. At camp, Jessica and Lucy's names flying around the camp. Who is going home at Tribal Council? Tribal Council, hashtag live tribe. David using his idol to save Lucy going home. Jessica has to feel really good seeing all those names, then going back to camp that night. Hi, David. Now with this move with David, he was safe at Tribal Council. Why would he use this now? If it was near the end of the game, then maybe use it. Maybe he feels he will get points with Jessica. Idols are not easy to get. I'd like to use the idol on myself or on someone to help me get farther into the game. What do you think, guys? Okay, D&D, drop your bust for next week. I will be looking for your IG account. Steve, the New York graphics artist.
I'm sorry, Steve, but I don't know what I would do with an Instagram account for Survivor Talk. But
I know what I would do with it.
Nothing.
Nothing.
All right, here's our last feedback for the night. It is Andy, who keeps track of all that crazy D&D Survivor challenge.
He runs the numbers.
And is it just me, or did David win again? Did he get the most points for his
I haven't
teams?
looked, but I'm sure he did.
I'm sure he did.
Tons of confessionals.
There has been much discussion regarding David's idol play and whether or not that was a smart move. Obviously, at this point, your guess is as good as mine, so I would rather put his idol play into historical context because I'm weird like that. David's successful play is now the 44th idol played overall, 20th successful idol played, and brings our streak of successful plays to 11. The last non-successful idol play was in Survivor Kagayan, Season 28. Remember that the success rate up through Season 28 was only 27%. Remember that, David. Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah. So with this streak, our total idol success rate is now up to 45%, which is a pretty incredible improvement. Let's see if Adam can keep this streak alive. No pressure.
Oh, wait a minute. You like want me to remember a number and you're getting ready to read the rest of Andy's feedback?
No. No, he wrote, remember that the success rate up through Season 28 was only 27%. And I'm like,
okay.
Oh, yeah, I remembered that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Many have asked if he has played it too soon. Hold on just a second. Is Andy in our chat room? No, he's not. Okay. Many have asked if he has played it too soon, which led me to wonder how many early idols have been played in the past. On average, idols are played in episode 9.97. The earliest ever played was Christina Kell's unsuccessful attempt in episode 2 of Redemption Island. David ties for the earliest ever successful idol play with Tom Westman, who did it in episode 4 of Heroes vs. Villains. Too early? maybe, but being mentioned in the same sentence as Tom Westerman is rarely a bad thing. Now, if you look at how many idols have been played for other people, David is in a much more select group. Overall, idols have been played for others at Tribal Council only 12 times in Survivor history. Of these, David is only the 5th to be successful. David's idol play for Jessica is the earliest successful idol play for another person. Previously, Reynolds playing for Malcolm in episode 9 of Caramoan. And the earliest overall idol play for another person, previously LJ and Tony playing for each other in episode, was it 7 or 17? You said 17, and you deleted the one.
There are no 17 episodes.
Well, why did you do that? Episode 7 of Kageon. David's editing the document while I'm speaking.
Yeah, the first time it's ever happened tonight.
We will have to wait and see where it goes from here. That's all for now. Andy Westover! Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our buff giveaway. One of our lucky feedback contributors will get to get a free buff tonight. You can get your official Millennials versus Gen X Survivor buffs or any buff you want. Any buff you want over at buffusa.com/SurvivorTalk33. Use our link so they know that they sent you. I asked her the other day, how many people have used our link? And she said 1. So, dadgummit, use our link, even if you don't buy anything. Use the promo code SurvivorTalk33 to get 10% off your order. All right, here is how you win. You must live in the continental United States. You must have submitted a feedback about this episode, and you must have left it by the 7 p.m. Eastern Time deadline. All right? David has assigned numbers to the feedback contributors. I do not know what those numbers are, but he's going to tell me how many, and I will ask Siri to give me a random number.
10.
10. All right, if you have your car phone, your stereo on, I'm about to activate Siri on your phone. Sorry. Hey, Siri, give me a random number between 1 and 10.
Random number between 1 and 10 is 8.
8, David. Who is the winner? Whoops.
Steve from New York. Has he already won?
No. Steve from New York! And it doesn't matter if you win twice. Good for you. That just means that you're leaving feedback.
There you go.
So he has won an original buff courtesy of buffusa.com. Original buff headwear is simple, effective, and infinitely adaptable. Did you know that, David?
I did not.
At its core is a moisture-managing microfiber fabric that is wind-resistant and able to control odor. Man, my son needs these for his feet. Like, wrap your feet in an original buff. It can be worn more than 12 different ways, from a cap to a balaclava to a hair tie, or wear it around your chest when you don't have a shirt. So, thank you, buffusa.com, for giving out a buff each week. And they're really great about it. Like, I will email her tonight or as soon as Steve, was it Steve Tarantino?
Yeah, I think so.
What do you mean you think so? It was number 8. Was it him?
Yeah, he didn't put his last name. I just put Steve.
Okay. As soon as he gives us his address and everything and which buff he wants, any buff you want from the website, they send it priority. I mean, it gets there quick. So
you write them. We read them. iTunes reviews.
All right, David. We have interesting iTunes reviews today. Ready? First one is from Karen. She gives us 5 stars and says, "Love from Sweden." Can you hear the sultriness in her voice as she writes this?
I do hear your attempt at sultry, yes.
Okay. Now, I want to tell you, she actually wrote this review in Swedish. So I am going to read it as Google translated it. So any bad English is not her. It is the direct translation. Okay?
Mhm.
Got it? And I'm going to read it sultrily because that's how she meant it. One of the best. Listen, get to know these gentlemen and have a wonderful time. Family friendly and nice. Great produce. We have the best apples and bananas and oranges of any podcast. No, I actually asked her, and what she meant was great production value, but it didn't translate that well. Love. They would be happy to hear Rob Holland's voice as Dan, Jason, and Colton. I'm not sure what she means by that. But anyway, thank you, Karen from Sweden. And then we have Cat Love 88. Now, David, I need to apologize to you because I have apparently caused people to not give us as many stars as they might normally give us. And I apologize for that. Cat Love 88 only gave us 3 stars, which isn't bad, but it could have been 4. And you'll hear why. Here's her title, Good Guests and Fun Listener Feedback. Which is a passive-aggressive way of saying they suck, but the guest and listener feedback is awesome. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's not what it says.
No. This is a good feedback. This is a good review. The podcast guests and listener feedback are the highlights of this podcast. I would agree. I would add a star if Dwaine, which she spelt incorrectly.
That was a joke at you for not saying what you say.
Would pronounce Parvati's name correctly. What? Okay, I'm sorry. Parvati. All right. Thank you, CatLove88. Seriously, thank you for leaving us a review. I would appreciate you changing it to 4 stars since I now say Parvati's name correctly. I don't remember last time I said it.
Not
I don't remember
Parvati.
What is it?
It's Parvati.
Right. Parvati.
You sound like you're saying Parvati.
No, Parvati.
Parvati. Okay.
Parvati. Anyway, when did we say that anyway? I don't know.
About 4, 5, 6 seasons ago.
All right. Well, CatLove88 and Karen, thank you so much for leaving us iTunes reviews. And CatLove, I do hope that we can earn a 4th star. And
I know we say it every preseason when everybody compares himself to Parvati.
Yes, to Parvati.
Parvati.
And if I said it wrong, I apologize. But really, I lose a star for that? It must really annoy her.
Probably as bad as Reese Cups.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Subscribe and leave us an iTunes review, and we will read it, no matter what it says. We appreciate them. And, again, you let iTunes know that we're being listened to. So thank you very much. I love the iTunes review segment. I think it's awesome. And you know what? The thing about iTunes reviews is it takes, most people that leave reviews, they're more likely to leave a negative review because they're like prompted to do it. So for someone to leave a positive review like these 2 reviews means that they took the time to do it, which makes it all the more special. So thank you. And subscribe. We're on iHeartRadio now. We're on Stitcher. We're on iTunes. We also now have an always open D&D store with shirts, hoodies, and mugs. In fact, I just got my red shirt with the logo on the upper left. With our logo on the upper left and our tagline on the back. I think it's my favorite one. I love it. Now, what are you doing? You were so distracted.
I'm correcting your notes here so you don't read the wrong thing.
Oh, yeah, because I hadn't even done anything with that. Anyway, items ship weekly, so head on over and get some stuff. SurvivorTalkWithD&D.com/store, or click on the link on our website. And if you want something signed, just let us know and we'll work that out. All right. Thank you for choosing Amazon. I already told you about that. And by the way, there are 2 spots available. We are giving away a signed shirt and or mug at the end of the month, or whenever we get 5 $6 and above patrons. All right. Right now we have had 3. You can be an existing patron and you raise your pledge to $6 a month, or your donation, or you can be a new patron and do $6. And the next 2 people will be added to the 3 that we already have, and we will live on the show randomly select one of those 3 to get a free signed shirt and or mug. So if you want to do that, head on over to stwdd.com/patron or go to our website and click on the patron logo. All right. And if you give $2 or more a month, patron, you get our D&D extra video every week where we discuss next week's episode. In fact, at the end of this video, there is a link to the one we did to our D&D extra video for episode 4. So you can see what we do every week that people get before the show. You just get to watch it later. So, So thanks for tuning in, sharing our show with others, subscribing on iTunes, doing all that good stuff, being part of the D&D family. You got anything else, David, before we tell everybody goodbye?
If you're playing the D&D Survivor Challenge, the big winner this week for the 3rd week in a row was David Wright with 38 points. Adam had 27, and second, I think Chris had 20, and the lowest score was CC with 3 points.
Man. And that's only because Lucy got voted off.
Yeah, thanks to Mark for tallying and for Andy for keeping up with the challenge, like Dwaine said earlier.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we have a lot of people in the D&D Survivor Challenge. And listen, if you're not a part of our Facebook group, you are missing out. We have a lot of fun in the Facebook group, not the Facebook page, the group. stwdd.com/Facebook. So anyway, there you go. So we'll see you, everybody.
See ya.
Hello to you wonderful people still watching the video. You get to see our nice end card designed by Mark Percy, who does all of our artwork. And wait till you see next episode's artwork. It is awesome. Here are 2 of our latest videos. The top one is our episode 3 recap and feedback show. And the bottom one is last week's D&D extra video. So this is the video that all of our $2 and above patrons get probably Monday or Tuesday before the next episode. So this one's old now, so it's nothing special anymore. But if you are a $2 and above patron, you'd get this. Also, there's a button to subscribe to the channel, go to our website, become a D&D patron, all that good stuff. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great night.